What's up guys, Diplex here again. Welcome back to the bonus video I was talking about in the previous video. Hope you guys enjoyed that awesome battle. It was truly humongous. And I don't think we've ever done a battle of that size previously, although one person made a joke in the comment section. Hey, that's a nice little border skirmish you've got going there with the 3,000 people attacking. Of course, Warhammer 40k featured some pretty mind-boggling battles in terms of numbers and lengths. So the 3,000 attacking the trenches could have been seen as a very minor little scuffle. But in this game, and for me, that's pretty damn big. So we're going to jump over to the two topics of today's video, but we're going to start with showing off the insane firepower of the dreadnoughts, or a dreadnought, right? So we sent over 3,000 Chaos soldiers. They were Vrax, Traitor Militia, or Death Guard infected soldiers, so to speak, against about 150 Death Corps of Krieg soldiers, as well as a few Basilisks in the rear supporting with artillery, and a few bunkers packing some autocannons, right? But without the help of the Plague Marines that arrived every now and then the big wave of Plague Marines towards the end, they wouldn't have gotten past the first line, trust me. Like, they were so insanely bad, or the Imperial weaponry was so insanely good. Like, it was just really nice to see that kind of firepower. Now, what happens if I take only 4 dreadnoughts and put them up against the very same defense plus 2 Leman Russ Vanquisher tanks, right? Pretty insane. And I can guarantee you, you're about to be surprised. This is truly shocking. I didn't even know they packed this kind of firepower, but after this show of force, I think you could take 4,000 or 5,000, you know, Vrax Traitor Militia soldiers that we used previously and put them up against, you know, 3, 4, 5 dreadnoughts, and the dreadnoughts would walk all over them. It's insane. Maybe it comes down to the weapons used against them. I mean, if you take a squad of Space Marines up against the dreadnought, if they get the right hits in, they might take it out. You don't know. But perhaps the weaponry is too light. But I feel like we've got a good mix of weapons here today that'll do damage to the dreadnoughts. So, and you might be thinking, hey, well, you've got the Basilisks and the big Leman Russ Vanquishers in the rear. But even their damage output will surprise you, I guarantee you. So without further ado, let's hit that start button and watch this. And if you stay around, I will show you Eldar forces, the elves of Warhammer 40k. I had a monster for like the second time, and at first I'm like, what is this, man? Like, and then I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand why people drink this and play video games for 48 hours. So let's have a brief look here at the kind of firepower that these guys emit, so to speak, and also the insane punishment they can take. Every single soldier and gun is like firing at them. Like, look at this. You've got people firing everywhere, and look at the storm of the heavy bolt. The heavy, what did you call that, a Gatling bolt? Because they fire the kind of like, I wouldn't call them like bullets. I'd almost call them like rocket-propelled grenades. Isn't that what a bolt gun fires? And I'm pretty sure these guys are packing some kind of bolt minigun of some sorts. Oh man, I don't know what you're doing, Ultramarine Dreadnought. Don't be a dog, man. Don't be a dog. He's humping that bunker. Okay, we got the Dark Angels one on the left side. We've got an Imperial Fists Dreadnought as well coming in here in the center. And a Blood Ravens Dreadnought being a little mysterious and adventurous here on the right flank. He's doing that. No. He can't target acquire. And the Imperial Fists Dreadnought is going to come around the flank here. Maybe this guy is just taking cover. Now, also, have the Vanquishers open fired? I do believe they have started shooting. Yeah, they've started shooting. I don't see any dreadnoughts up in smoke. Like, they're taking basilisk fire, direct AP basilisk fire. That's right, the basilisks. Okay, so there we go. He got close enough and perhaps took too many hits. But he's down. That's the first one. Now, just to demonstrate, let me take the Blood Raven's dreadnought here on the right side. And let me sneak him in here. I'll get him a little closer. Watch what he will do. And also, let me get the Ultramarines dreadnought, because he's stuck. I feel so bad for him. Look at him. No, come on. Can I back you out? There we go. Making an awful lot of noise getting out of that predicament, but he's out. So yeah, the Vanquishers are firing some pretty big shells right at the dreadnoughts, and they're not having an accuracy issue. They're just not always doing the damage they seek to be doing. And the once again, and the basilisks are firing AP shells directly at them. And here we have the sick dreadnought moving closer and closer. It's gonna shrug off those grenades. Almost. Okay, so they're doing better this time. Of course, the game is gonna be like, so now that Diplex is recording, we're gonna make him seem like a fool. All of his words completely gone. We're gonna outperform the last time and suddenly just destroy all the dreadnoughts. And they're working together with the dreadnoughts, telling them to perform worse and act derpy. I'll tell them. This Dark Angels one, don't fuck around. Come on, dude. Get close. No, come on, dude. For me. Oh, no. Just, I wanna show the audience what you can do. Show them what you can do. You showed me before. God, fuck! Oh, okay. Why does it have to be so hard to demonstrate something you guys have shown me before? And then I hit record, and then now you're all like acting retarded. Come on, getting stuck in bunkers and wobbling around outside the battlefield, and all suddenly the guardsmen and the tankers and everything are like much better. I think they're like, this is heresy. Diplex is putting dreadnoughts up against soldiers of the Imperium. It's absolute heresy. Let's fail him in showing what we can do. But I want to show you. No, I don't have to show you. I don't owe you anything. I could just leave this video right here. I could just stop uploading for a year and just be like, fuck off. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm kidding. Let's. Oh, well, you clicked the video, so I'm gonna give you what I said I'd do. So I'm gonna restart it. I'm gonna put up. I'll change the scenario around a bit just to show you guys what they can do. I just want to show you that they can really take on anything. And I do think the Death Corps of Krieg did a little bit better this time around than previously. But look at the damage still. There's barely a single infantryman standing. I don't know why I start salivating so much drinking Monster. It's like, you gotta like chase it with some water or something. But yeah. Stay tuned for Eldar. Let's do this one more time. I wanna show you guys. Alright, so this time around, we're gonna take the 4 Dreadnoughts and put them up against 3 Leman Russ Vanquishers. I did remove the 2 Vanquishers and the 3 Basilisks in the rear, but the infantry will remain to provide fire support. So just watch what these guys do when they get close. It's pretty intense, actually. It's almost brutal. It's tank abuse. So they can remain just to shoot their guns, although I do prefer when they get close, because I feel like the weaponry they have isn't doing the desired damage at range. Although the Vanquishers don't one-shot these guys, which is pretty interesting. But they're doing surprisingly better now that I started recording. Like, take my word for it. Watch this. No, come on. Show me what you're good for. So this is what the AI will do on their own after a while. I don't know why they don't do it directly. But look at this crap. They're hitting it. Oh, there we go. Look. Oh, he just walked right into it. Okay, so they're in the mood now. All it takes is a little convincing. Okay, so that one's gonna blow up, but this guy's going nuts. The Blood Raven's Dreadnought knows what's up, and it's gonna break the tank. He might even break the dude. No, he's just gonna die. He's gonna faint. He's gonna walk out and get a heart attack. Okay, so I don't know why I had to show that, but I wanted to show you that these guys can even take on armor. And before I started recording, I just ran a test run just to see if it'd be a viable video or a viable thing to do. And they actually, without me helping them, oh god, moved up, and I thought it was gonna explode like a plague marine or something. They would move up and break them here in the rear. They just run up like quick stepping up to the tanks and then break them with a few hits from their power fist or whatever it is. So that's kind of cool. Now let's jump on to the main topic. Eldar. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Back once again here with the final little test. We're gonna take a look at the work in progress Eldar units. We've got fire serpents, warp spiders, guardians, reapers, all that kind of cool stuff. I'm not an expert in Warhammer 40k, but I am definitely not an expert when it comes to Eldar. I never found the race interesting, so to speak. Although I bet it is. I just kind of stuck to humanity and stuff. But here they are. Let's take a closer look. So I think 900 will be attacking over the course of like 6 minutes or so. So it's gonna be a pretty brutal battle. And the Imperial defense is the same as it was in the previous video. No vanquishers though, as we had in the previous scenario. It's gonna be crazy. I love the weapons. Let's take a closer look here and let's try not jump around too much, although I am feeling a little bit jumpy. There we go. We see some oh, what are they? Fire dragons? I do believe they're called fire dragons, the ones in red here. There's a warp spider, the ones with the kind of wide shoulders. Warp spider? Yeah, I do believe. We've got some guardians here as well. Reapers. All kinds. I gotta make sure I'm getting the names right so that I'm not like confusing it with some Destiny 2 or Halo soldiers or something. I don't know. In the end, like, all names tend to be somewhat similar. But the artillery is doing a lot of damage. It does not discriminate Eldar before its massive artillery rounds, and it seems to be doing a lot of damage to him. But so far, with like the Chaos deployed like 400 soldiers per round or per wave in the first video, and here we're getting, well, like 60 per wave every minute or so. So it's like drastically different numbers, but they're doing so much. Before I talk too fast, are they doing that much more damage? Like, they have to have better weaponry. They've got to have better weaponry, right? And I can tell they're doing more damage. We see more casualties here. Yeah, no, I definitely see more casualties around here. It's got to be the basilisks. You know, just to make it interesting, we're gonna go ahead and remove the basilisks because, once again, the basilisks show no respect. And the work in progress Eldar troops we're seeing are indeed the Eldar regulars, I suppose, warp spiders, reapers, guardians, and fire dragons. I was correct. I won't be hung today by some commissar or whatever, executed by a lasgun up close. So they're throwing grenades. I'm not seeing that crazy Eldar firepower. I mean, once again, this is not the warfare they're adapted to, so it's kind of interesting. We're putting them up against the Death Corps of I was about to say the Death Corps of Siege, which I guess would be a suiting name as well, but the Death Corps of Krieg. So they're, you know, I'd want to use these units together with armor, like they're super high-tech hover tanks and all that crazy stuff, because Eldar weaponry is insane, right? I mean, look at them. They look awesome. They do. But this is not the kind of warfare they're meant to engage in, so we're being a little unfair against them. Sorry for stealing you from the ongoing battle. Hope you weren't enjoying it too much because it was a bit laggy there towards the end. So I decided that scaling it down and also slowing it down is a better way to showcase the new Eldar troops. We're doing a scenario here with 14 versus 14. No one's really attacking or defending, and it's a nice mix. We've got a mix of weapons and units, and let's see how the Eldar troops do against the Death Corps of Krieg here. If they run them over, we will double the number until we get an even fight, and then we get a good estimate on how many regular guardsmen, or in this case Death Corps of Krieg soldiers, it takes to battle the Eldar. So let's click start, and okay, so a few of the Eldar soldiers decided to just disappear, so we're gonna go ahead and click start again. They bailed on us, but now they can't. Yeah, we're gonna have to double the number of Krieg soldiers to see if we get a more balanced fight. Okay, so for the second try here, I have doubled the Death Corps of Krieg numbers, and I've also given them slightly better weapons. 2 of the soldiers now have plasma guns, and 1 of them have a melt gun. So this might be more even. After this, I think we can pretty much call it a quit. We can determine that, you know, numbers are obviously required to beat Eldar, at least if you're the Imperial Guard and if you're using kind of basic squad weaponry. So let's go ahead and click start, and let's watch this battle in slow motion as well. It does look very nice. So 0 Eldar soldiers or fighters or whatever died in the last battle. That grenade though is gonna do some damage. They're gonna go flying. Is it enough to kill them, though? Yeah. Look, their weapons aren't as deadly as you'd believe them to be. They're like... they're hitting the Krieg soldiers, but they're not killing them instantly. It even takes a while. Look. It's like they have some kind of armor. Look, the rounds are like impacting. Yeah, they've been hitting this guy plenty of times. Then again, the Krieg weaponry isn't really one-shotting the Eldar forces either, so it's pretty even. We've lost more Eldar troops, but we have a lot just sitting by. Are they cowards? You know what I mean? I'm getting the idea that Eldar, they're a little squeamish, you know what I mean? They're... Come on, like... What's up with you guys? Get up there and fight. 2 warp spiders, and I suppose these guys are... I'm not sure. Reapers or Guardians? Not entirely sure. First of all, can you fire? Yes, you can. Doesn't explain why you're not doing it though. Okay, so yeah, we'll call it a quit on this one. 14 Eldar, mixed Eldar, I suppose, will still beat 28 Imperial Guardsmen of this kind, at least. So they are better. They are. But what about Space Marines? What about Space Marines? Let's try against Space Marines. I think 14 Space Marines will just crush these guys, to be honest. But let's try, and then I'll call it a day on that front. Yeah, they're even gonna go ahead and strike out and return fire and punch back. Let me see some of that Eldar weaponry. It's interesting. These guys fire a... So let's get the unit names straight. We've got the... Oh, it's an Eldar Autorax. That's what the big... senior soldier or whatever. Like those wings remind me of the Polish Hussars. Not sure what just hit this guy. Oh, Eldar, of course. Yeah, that's the wrong team. Of course, the Warp Spider, the Reaper. That's what I was looking for. Guardians, Fire Dragon. Okay, cool. Yeah, see you guys in just a second. Back again with the third and final test here, as we're trying out Eldar, or the Eldar. Let me know in the comment section down below what it is. Anyway, so we've got half the amount of Space Marines. I chose Dark Angels. We've got a Commander, we've got a Plasma Gun, a Heavy Bolter. Not too many Devastators, just one because they're so heavy, or their weaponry is pretty insane. We've got a few regular tactical Marines as well, so it should be a good mix to represent the balance here of the Eldar forces. So let's go ahead and click start. Not slowed down, this is in full speed. Let's see how quickly this goes for either of the two teams. I'm excited. Okay, so that was instant. Like, I love this gun. It's my favorite. I had to deploy it just because I love the sound. Look at those grenades being thrown, dude. Eldar! Y'all suck. Come on, Space Marines. The finest fighting force in the entire universe. I couldn't imagine anything better. I haven't seen anything better. Not like the best separate unit. Of course, if you deploy one of those fire gods or whatever they have, like, I'm sure that's better. Or that huge, like, Eldar Titan. Dreadnought is definitely better than a lone Space Marine as well. But as a combat unit, like a force, come on. You're gonna need like 50 Eldar to take on this squad. No, not 50, but at least like 30, I think. Crazy. Alright guys, that's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, I love Space Marines. I love Space Marines. Like, it's so obvious that I do. Let me borrow you for a second. Like, this gun is fantastic. Isn't it awesome? You know what I've got coming soon? Works. That's right. Hope you guys enjoyed it, man. See you guys soon again. Ciao.